Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into it with the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer. Alright, we're going to start off with the water signs and then we'll get into fire and air. Earth signs are up, so cross watchers, you can go to my channel and check out the Earth signs weekly for Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. But today we're going to do Cancer. All right, Cancer, so let's get right into it. We're going to pull out your 3 romance angel messages for the week. Straight out, we have flirt. Nice energy. Flirting, being lighthearted. If you hear my cat, you'll have to excuse her. Letting go of control issues, all right? So allowing a situation to unfold naturally is being called for. And we have pay attention to red flags. So signs are cautioning you in a particular dynamic or endeavor. So before we get into your forecast, let's go ahead and pull out your animal spirits for the week, Cancer. This is going to help us understand what kind of energies you're really resonating with or coming into your life this week. And don't forget, these readings can't be for all Cancer, so just take what applies to you and disregard the rest. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram now. It's all Bow and Arrow Tarot or Bow Arrow Tarot, depending. And you can get notifications of my videos on those platforms also. Alright, guys. Phoenix energy. Associated with the alchemical symbol for ether. And the first chakra. Hawk, which just came out, actually, I believe it was for Taurus. Air energy. And the fish. Water energy. Alright, so we have spirit or ether, air, and water. So let's go ahead and review those 3 animal spirits quickly. Phoenix, talking about burning off karma, starting new, closing off situations, right? Closing off, finally putting a line under certain, events or putting a period behind it, really moving off, right? Also burning off karma in the sense that you fulfilled a certain debt or you have paid a certain karmic price and it's finished now. You're ready to sort of rise from the ashes new. Phoenix energy talks about really reinventing yourself in a lot of ways. Certainly starting a new stage in your life with a whole different set of sort of, I want to say a different set of karmic sort of accounts in a way, right? So you've burned off some old karma. You're kind of starting off, and I don't want to say with like a clean slate, but almost like a fresh karmic slate and you start off in a particular stage of your life that is very, very different than any stage you've been at before. So for some of you, you're really going into a very major change, right? A major transformation, a major shift, either in course for your life or a major shift in how you live your life. Certainly it's a complete reinvention. Again, it's associated with the first chakra, which is all about death and rebirth. Hawk energy comes in talking about fate having an eye on you, right? When the hawk comes in, it's air energy, of course, but the hawk can see all of the details and the bigger picture. And so in this way, fate is kind of looking upon you. Oftentimes, hawk energy can indicate messages, divine messages coming in. It can indicate an increase in intuition, right? Picking up on those messages, right? Picking up on, and they maybe like seem very little or trivial, or something occurs this week or this time in your life and you're like, and then when you think about it more, you realize that it is a message or it is a sign. Certainly things are happening right now in a way that is very destined, right, for some of you. certainly very faded kind of events coming in. Some of you, as a result of any messages that you pick up on as a result of the heightened intuitive abilities, you may decide to change course, right? You may decide to change course on a particular path to a goal. Certainly, paying attention to red flags can indicate Hawk energy, because Hawk is ever watchful. The Hawk pays attention. So Hawk energy is very perfect at this time for some of you who do need to be watchful about everything that's kind of going on around you, because you're going to get a lot of signs in that way on how to move forward, right? What to do next. Fish energy comes in, and fish is water energy, of course, and the fish is, you know, this free spirit. They go with the current, wherever the current takes me, right? Very sort of adventurous, you know, devil may care attitude. Unfortunately, oftentimes what happens though with the fish is that because they are so uncommitted, so unwilling to stand still, they have very slippery relationships, right? So this can be someone who kind of slips into your life very quickly and then slips out of it just as quickly, right? Their emotions. This is water energy, and water is associated with emotions. So this is someone who's very flighty emotionally, right? Generally, these people don't have very long relationships, right? Or a long history of having committed long-term relationships. And a lot of times their energy is one, they kind of get you to believe that they're this, you know, free thinking world traveler, but really what it is it's an inability really to stand long enough to face any real trouble or any real testing, right? As soon as the testing phase of a situation comes in, or as soon as the terrain gets a little rocky, the fish is off, you know. So take care if you're dealing with this kind of energy. It could very well be somebody that you've most recently started a relationship with, or it could be your feelings have gotten attached to somebody who's come into your life very, very quickly. But they may be the type of individual that also leaves very quickly as well. So a lot of that is really Hawk energy in a way, being watchful, watching, paying attention to what this individual says or does, their actions, the way they carry themselves, and you'll see, Cancer, whether or not this individual is actually committed to you or not. All right. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pull out your 3-card forecast for the week. We're going to pull out anywhere from 4 to 8 forecasts, depending on how long I spend on each, and see what Cancers may or may not be going through this week, what events and scenarios. Of course, again, just take what applies to you and disregard the rest. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification if you want to be notified of my upcoming videos. 10 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and the Chariot. So there you go. This is really, wow, right? Phoenix energy coming in with that 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords talks about the end of a really long period of struggle, a long testing period, a very challenging period, a period where you've really had to grow a lot emotionally, spiritually, right? Your ego has taken a lot of knocks in this period, right? All of these stabs, these swords, they represent times when, you know, our ego's been hurt, or we've had to admit a failure, or had to admit doing something wrong, or somebody didn't, you know, hurt our feelings, or whatever the case may be. But I'm talking about real things, right? This isn't just like hurting your feelings because they've, you know, somebody called you a name. I'm talking about real difficult times here. And what happens is you're at the end of it, and the person you were going through all of that is gone. They're dead, right? They're dead. And out of this rises a kind of new you. This is very, very in sync with Phoenix energy, okay? Right here. We're talking about rising, you know, the rising from the ashes of the old. And the new ego, this is symbolic of the ego, right? Look at the water behind the emotions. They're deep, but they're serene. They're calm, right? There is a peace here. There's a peace in knowing that The new you, it can't be hurt by the same type of swords anymore. The same types of behavior or treatment or events, they can't hurt you anymore because you've been through it and you have evolved. 10 is certainly completion. So you've certainly burned off karma, right? You've paid your karmic price here. You've paid your dues. This is how you're feeling this week. Some of you Cancers are certainly coming in this week. 5 of Cups is quite interesting because it's almost as if you meet or you may run into someone this week that reminds you of a past relationship. It could be an ex-lover who comes in this week, someone who had hurt you in the past, or perhaps you guys broke up in the past, and they may be trying to slip their way back into your life this week. Just take care. Again, pay attention to red flags. It's quite interesting that you're going through this kind of change, this period where you're really resonating higher, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in to remind you of a previous sort of heartbreak, right? However, the Chariot is in also. And it may just mean it's quite interesting that you've finished this one stage and you're very much ready to kind of move on to another stage, a stage that really takes you where you want to go. And this 5 of Cups seems to indicate that this is like the last little battle for you, Cancer. The battle of the heart. Letting go of the past. Letting go of any past failures in relationships, in emotional plane, to go along with that excuse me, completion here with 10 of Swords. This feels to me very much like an exorcism in a way. Either somebody comes back into your life who's associated with like a past pain and you deal with it, right? You deal with it and you kind of exorcise that pain out also. Or you simply take this week to kind of deal with the lingering, with these lingering feelings so that you can also kind of cleanse yourself, let go of any old sort of resentment or bitterness so that you can be well on your way with this Chariot. The Chariot promises to take us on a path to our ultimate goals and dreams. And right now, for some of you Cancers, you are very much like burning off the negativity of the past this week to make way for this Chariot to move forward. Hermit energy, 7 of Cups, and the Magician. Wow. Well, of course, some of you are right now coming into the week with a real sense of being on your own, being solitary, being really getting into yourself, walking a bit more of a spiritual path, or even if it isn't so much a spiritual path, but just kind of like taking time out for yourself to figure out where your head is at. Some of you have pulled away sort of from, everyone else around you, just to kind of get into your own space, right? Take time off, be quiet, be sort of, I don't want to say that you're reevaluating, but you're just contemplating, right? You're just taking time out to really think about your life and think about where you're at in your life. Probably also, I would say, in an effort to let go of some control issues. I want to say for some of you, you realize this week that, and I think one of the reasons you're pulling away Cancer is that some of you realize that you've had a sort of fairy tale outlook on a particular relationship, and it's just not turning out that way. And it's just not, it's not what you had hoped. And I think that some of you are pulling away into your Hermit as a result of that, to kind of get back into yourself and figure out, well, why did I even have such a, fairy tale outlook on something that just wasn't going to happen this way. 7 of Cups definitely talks about delusional sort of pie in the sky, daydreaming, wishful thinking, having, wishing for things that are really unrealistic, right? Sometimes we wish for a beautiful, fairy tale relationship with someone that clearly the building blocks for that aren't there. They're just, none of the components are there that we would need to have the outlook that we want or the outcome that we want. Yet we keep wishing for that or hoping for that. This is the energy of 7 of Cups. And I think for some of you this week, you're really kind of taking some time off to think about why it is you have this outlook, why it is that it isn't coming to you. And you, interestingly enough, though, you do have a magician energy coming in, and it's some other area in your life this week. You are kind of getting a lot of satisfaction and self-confidence. You're working really well in one area of your life. You're literally embodying the magician. This could be perhaps in a project or at work. Yet at the same time, when it comes to kind of your love life, I think some of you are realizing that you need to let go of certain ideas that you had and really be a bit more realistic. And you're finding all of this out this week with a little soul searching. Some of you may have indeed retreated from your social circle to take some time off. 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, and a 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Well, 3 of Cups can indicate, you know, a feeling of sort of being contented where you're at, right? You're contented with your friends and your social circle. 3 is bonding and loyalty, right? A lot of people call 3 of Cups third-party energy. It really isn't at all. It just talks, the 3 of Cups talks about when you come together with like-minded individuals, come together with people who are sort of make you feel safe and accepted, your tribe, your nation, as it were, right? And you sort of rejoice in that. You bonding with people, right? There's a bonding that goes on with you and a group of people, right? And so you're just feeling quite sociable this week, quite lovable this week, around a lot of people who make you feel like you're really part of a family. Certainly friends, right? There may be some flirting going on this week. But interestingly enough, there is a 4 of Cups. So there is someone or some scenario this week where someone kind of comes towards you and offers you a cup of love. You absolutely refuse it. You're just not there for it. You don't want it. And I think for some of you, it's very much a case of too little, too late, right? I think some of you, this cup of love is coming from someone that you may have indeed been holding out hope for a connection for, but now it's just too late. It's too little, too late. Some of you have indeed moved on to sort of happier surroundings, flirtatious surroundings, right? Social circle where you're able to meet other people that you may have a connection with, a deeper connection with. You are doing a lot of flirting this week. And so it's either too little, too late for this person, or it's simply an offer from someone that you just aren't interested in. And right now, for some of you Cancers, you just kind of want to be single. 9 of Pentacles comes in. You're really kind of working on your own self, right? You're working on your body, your environment, your coin, building up your business or your career. You're very happy to be single, to stay single. And whoever is offering you this cup of love this week, I would say they are going to be rebuffed. You know, you are feeling very free, very fish energy in a lot of ways. You may be giving somebody the slip that you were flirting with just the other week. And they may be thinking, hey, you know, something's going on. But this week, you're not there for it. So right now, you're feeling a little bit, you may be resonating with some of you Cancers with this fish energy. You are water sign. And you may be resonating with this fish energy a little bit. Just be careful not to be too callous or too cold. If you want to be single, you want to be sort of free, that's fine, but just take care that some relationships don't get too messy, or that you don't become too slippery and end up sort of bailing on what could be a very good connection. But for the most part, some of you are feeling really good this week. It's almost as if you're getting your sense of sociability back. And this could indeed be after a period of really feeling lonely and kind of being a bit heartbroken for a while. And now you're kind of like over it. And this is the week where you certainly celebrate and your more abundance comes in as a result of it. Temperance, King of Swords, and King of Cups. Some of you are certainly exhibiting a lot of, coming in with a lot of temperance energy this week. You're really trying to, some of you might be caught. I'm going to say, you know, some of you are caught between 2 kings, you know. A King of Cups and a King of Swords, you know, and one wants you really bad and one you may already be with. You know, all I can say is you're Cancer, some of you may even be kind of entertaining a polyamorous relationship, or it could very well be that you are trying to decide between these two. You're just not, this could also be a case of a more fish energy in the sense that, you're just being a little bit slippery, right? One could be an ex, one could be a recent one, but certainly some of you are caught between two love connections. And this week, a lot of it is calling for you to be very tempered, and if you want to keep this up. If you want to keep both of them, you certainly have to exercise temperance, or if you want to keep one of them. I have a feeling that they know about each other and they are like in a hearty competition for you, Cancer. But yeah, I don't think that this is a case of you cheating or being like sneaky. I feel like this is a very open sort of scenario. Like I said, one king you may actually be with. King of Swords is very domineering, air energy. They may be kind of like very quick-tempered. The King of Swords, they might be the one that you're with because they're quite domineering in a way. They're going to be the dominant one when you're with them. But then King of Cups is kind of the one that is very sensitive, but they also are very possessive, and they want you for themselves. They can get quite jealous also, but their energy is very different and a little softer and a bit more sensitive to you, Cancer. So it's almost as if you're kind of like between two very different personalities. You're just not willing to give either of them up. So you're just exercising a lot of temperance to be able to keep this trio going. 2 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, and 10 of Wands. This is going to be the last one. All right, Cancer, 2 of Wands, you're ready to move forward with a particular project. You're ready to kind of move forward towards your goal or ambition with a particular project or an endeavor to really sort of go after your desire, whatever that is, whether it is a relationship. Sometimes wands do indicate relationship, or whether it is a creative endeavor for yourself. Again, you may be trying to start a business or do something creative that you're very skilled at. You've already began to sow the seeds, but now you want to take the next step in sort of accomplishing your goal. But this week, unfortunately, you do have a bit of a setback with a 5 of Pentacles. So some of you do fall into a bit of a power struggle. 5 is the number for power struggle. So you fall into a bit of a power struggle with somebody that really leaves you paying the price financially, and you will quickly be sort of tying up a particular responsibility or burden. As a result of it, you're going to be able to come out of it or lay it down. This could even be a split I want to say with friends or family, and then there was some kind of responsibility associated with it, a burden on you, Cancer, and now you've gone through this kind of split, this 5 of Pentacles moment, which is really kind of a separation, right? You're able to lay down the responsibilities and burdens that was associated with this connection in the first place. And in a way, and I always say this about 5 of Pentacles, it is a blessing in disguise many times, because in a way, it allows you to finally get rid of and let go of a particular situation that has really been holding you back from moving forward, right? So this is quite, although it's very rocky and emotional, it's very good, and it's kind of like a lot of Phoenix energy in the sense that karma finally here, whatever karma is tied up in this scenario, finally kind of gets burned off. And you go your separate ways, and you're able to finally also lay down all of the hang-ups and baggage and burden that was associated with this connection, and you're able to finally really move forward. And I think after all is said and done, you're going to feel like this is a real blessing, and that, again, letting go of control issues is going to be one of the things you learn out of this situation, and it truly makes the way for you to really move forward with that 2 of Wands energy. All right, guys, so this is your reading, Cancer, for October 27th to November 3rd. If you enjoyed it or resonated, you know what to do. Please like and subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of all my videos. I do a lot of live streams, and oftentimes I don't give you guys a lot of notice because my schedule can change at the last minute. So hit the bell and you'll be notified the minute I advertise the stream or I upload. All right, guys. So thank you so much for stopping by this Bow and Arrow Tarot. And Cancer, have a wonderful week. And I shall see you next week for next week's weeklies. Bye-bye, guys.